Alright, hey guys, just wanted to put those last details of the lion's mane mushroom painting that I was working on before. I had to wait for it to dry since it's oil paints. So yeah, just wanted to first say to my uncle who I was mentioning in the videos, hey, I have a friend who showed me another place that I can order that from, and I was going to do it, and once I get it, I'm going to contact you about it, and I'll get all the info that I have on it together for you if you're interested. Yeah. Anyways, come paint, guys. Come paint with me. We're just going to do the final details of the lion's mane. I went in with a liquid white and just went over with small strokes with a single brush like that. And now I'm just putting in some of the highlight areas of my tree and, well, trees. And yeah, I blended with a red and a green and some liquid white so that it can go on kind of smooth. We don't have to care about the lines in the trees being perfect, because when you go look at trees, well, they're not actually perfect. And I'll probably end up time-lapsing the rest of it because it is tedious. But this was that tree stump I wanted. Kind of funny looking right now. You can make it however you want. And then we'll go in there with a darker color and add some more shadowings. And they're just lines, you can manipulate them later. Got a better pile of paint there. I kind of want to make this tree a little bigger. Let's do this with this trunk right here. Make it a bigger trunk. Kind of like a cooler looking tree. See, just change it up. Don't worry about your lines being perfectly filled in. That adds to the texture of the tree. When you stand far away from it, you have like this really cool popped out tree. It's kind of nice doing the fan brush earlier on when I was doing the time-lapse video. Kind of already made my textures, so it made it a little easier to follow the lines. The bad idea is I should have done this before I did the mushrooms, but whatever. It's technically the woods in the background. wrap it around because I like to wrap it. If I don't decide to put a frame on my canvases, I like to wrap it. Because then it doesn't look like, I don't know, I just feel like it's missing something. It looks weird. Like it's an incomplete frame. Ugh, bothers me. Yeah, I started getting into the studying the plants and stuff, mostly because of my youngest son, like I was saying in the video. Because he suffers from seizures, from having the hydrocephalus and the shunt, like you gotta always be aware of the shunt malfunctions and watch out for those. Sometimes it'll come on like in midnight. He'll just randomly wake up in the night and throw up. That's usually when we know there's a problem with the shunt. And so he was on Keppra for a long time, and yeah, that was not really pleasant. And it was during like potty training time, so that sucked worse because he's trying to do good about the potty training, but then he's like having bouts of diarrhea from the medication, so that sucked. And just like the more you learn about whatever medications you're on or kids have to be on, and the more you learn about herbs and stuff, the more it makes you question a lot of things. Little background on me. About 10 years ago, 11 years ago now, I did schooling for medical transcription. So I was, when I got hired onto the internship, after the internship, I was working my way up to being that office's medical transcriptionist, because that's, you know, what I went to school for. But I also needed a job. At the time I was a single mom of 2 and I needed the job. So I do have a little bit of medical in the background, which is also where I get my curious mind on a lot of things. So I tend to question everything. But that's kind of what led me down this way. My grandmother, great-grandmother, she was very into her herb garden and herbs, and when we were young she would tell us about it and try to talk to us about all of her herbs, and now I find myself doing the same thing and my kids are like, I'm bored. Kind of funny. Another herb that I'm going to get to on the topic of, which is also a widely like, because it's legal now, but I feel like the more educated you are on it, it's just better. But we'll probably have the subject on marijuana, THC, CBD, all that jazz. In my eyes, the safest thing you could ever possibly have. You can't OD on that crap, like serious. Some of the side effects of a lot of drugs are like insane. Keppra, for instance, right? Not to point you out, Mom, I love you. So she was babysitting one day and I had told her, hey, be careful with it though, like you don't want to, if you miss, don't try to make up for it, because, or, you know, or if you're not right on the times in between, like you have to take it exactly at the same time every time, and it's twice a day, and if you mess up, you can OD, or cause him to have a seizure, and then the seizure kills him type of thing, or just have, it's a bad situation anyways, regardless. But even then she had forgotten and then just waited a few hours and then gave it to him. And so then I was like, yeah, you know, I'm gonna switch over. And I had been doing my research on Charlotte's Web, and that's what I ended up going with, and he's been on it for the last 4 years now. Seizure free. Alright, let's get into our darker color. So same colors basically, but I am going to add a hint of blue to make it darker. It happens, mistakes happen. Alright, turned out more gray than I wanted, but whatever, it's fine. Needed some shadows. It's nighttime anyways. I like that actually. I think I'm going to add some red into this though. Yeah. Hold on a second. More red, a little bit more green. It's all about conjuring the colors, mixing it up. Oh yeah, I like that color better. Nice. I added a little liquid white to it too, so that it can go on a little easier. It's just crazy. And then like my friend that I had mentioned in there about lupus, we were discussing all the medications, and it's just insane. And the side effects that they go through, and just from the medications they gotta be on, and it's crazy. Whereas in certain areas, yeah, sure, you know, some of these pharmaceutical drugs that we're used to nowadays, right? Yeah, of course they're gonna work good, but you got to remember the side effects too, whereas you probably had a better chance with a plant-based medicine that had less side effects and was less damaging to your body. I think all things can be considered. And just about studying, just about trying it out. Trial and error. It's usually the way the science is anyways, right? So I'm kind of overlapping some of the lighter colors that I did, so it's not so light, but it also adds more texture to it. And here's where I'll probably just finish time-lapsing because, you know, what else is there to talk about? Can't tell you all my secrets in one video. Sheesh. Be the fun of that. Yeah, if you want a bunny, by the way, they are ready. Soon, well, the littlest ones, they're like soon to be ready. The mom's like done. Should I get out of here? It's cute. I have them all outside finally. Again. So I'll go ahead and finish time-lapsing this video for you guys so you don't have to be bored. You got better things to do in your day. Remember when you're painting though, like, make it yours. It's alright. You can, so you put a little color here you didn't want, just change it up. That's what's so cool about painting. Make it what you want. It's your world. Have fun with it.